My name is Sabriye Tekbilek, and this is a short introduction into my work and life as a belly dancer in the Middle East. 6 years ago, I came to the Middle East to work as a belly dancer. I made contact with a Lebanese agent named Toras Siranossian, who began booking me at venues and hotels around the Middle East, from North Africa to the Gulf. For about 5 years, I would take 1 to 2 month contracts, traveling from place to place. This work took me to the UAE, Syria, Bahrain, Morocco, and Tunisia. I decided to try my hand at working in Egypt. This I did without my Lebanese agent. And I got a contract at the Semiramis Intercontinental, and I danced at other 5-star hotels as well and at weddings. After the revolution in Egypt, due to the instability of the work market there, I returned to contract work, primarily in the UAE with my Lebanese agent. In this documentary, I want to share with you through my personal experiences and my personal perspective on what life is like working as a dancer in the Middle East.
Now, I've been doing this for long enough that every country I come to, I'm returning to. But in the beginning, it took quite a bit of adjustment, and it still does. In a way, what I've gotten better at is the ability to adjust to each place. Each country means a new landscape, a new dialect of Arabic, new currency, and each venue means a different set of working conditions, and most importantly, it's a new audience as well. When I was in Egypt, I had to get my own room and board, but when working on contract with my Lebanese agent, room and board is provided. Most often, I live in the hotel that I work at, so going to work is just an elevator right away.
Det är lite som en dokumentär. Lite. Jag bara, vad är det? En stjärna?
Sometimes we're housed off-site, in which case we get food delivered to us and we're driven to work. So sometimes we're housed off-site, either in an apartment or a house. One company, for example, has several venues, so rather than putting all of us entertainers in different hotel rooms, they put us in a big villa. So this is home sweet home for the moment. This is the Mawal Villa. This is where I live along with 2 other singers. And here's my rent-a-car. It's cheaper than taking taxis around. We all live here because the place that we're working at has 2 singers and 2 dancers. So rather than get us all hotel rooms, they decided it was cheaper to rent a whole house. So this is where we're living. Even though the conditions are good and the housing is comfortable, you're nonetheless always at work, and you have to remember that. You're never really at home. And it's hard to forget because at the end of each month or 2 months, you have to pack it all up and move to the next place. One of the fun things about having traveled around the region so much is that I've gotten to work with many different bands. And at every venue in each country, you'll find that things are done just a little bit differently from the next. So when working on contract, I work with the house band of the place that I'm at. This essentially means that I have to learn to gel and adapt to new musicians often and quickly. However, in Egypt, I've been required to have my own band, and I have been responsible for paying them and also making sure that they rehearse.
During the rehearsal, you'll talk about which songs you want to have in your repertoire, although you don't always have time to go through them all. Sometimes you just have to go through the beginning and the end of a song. During the run-through, I rarely dance full out. Rather, I'm listening to how this particular band plays the song and what their cues are with each other. For things like solos, for example, melodic solos, or extra breaks of rhythm in the song. I also try to take time to figure out the geography of the stage, so paying attention to how the tables are spread out, where my audience will be, how far will I have to project, where can I expect good lighting, and etc. However, you can only rehearse and account for so much. Sometimes you end up riding camels in the desert, or you might get to a wedding party where there's a new band, or as yet barely any stage to dance on, like at this concert opening where the band had taken over 95% of the stage. In situations like this, you just have to do your best to adapt and make the best of it. Doing makeup is boring day after day, but it's also a moment to relax, to focus on myself, and also to get myself in a quiet space, which I personally need to load up before performing. The entertainment industry in the Middle East, like the West, is very image-obsessed. As a generalization, I would say that the Middle Eastern desired aesthetic is more glamorous and glitzy than the Western ideal. Both men and women are expected to come to the stage looking polished from head to toe. When I've asked club managers what the most important trait in a dancer is, most have concluded that a package of talent, looks, and professionalism is ideal. Unfortunately, to these managers, looks often ranks higher than talent. Apart from makeup, costumes in both design and quantity are a huge part of what's considered to be the package. Most commonly, on contract work, I work 7 nights a week, and sometimes there are 2 sets. So however many shows I do, I typically aim to only wear the same costumes 2 or 3 times during the run of a contract. So 1 month with 2 sets a night for 30 days equals 30 costumes. And of course, one has to have matching shoes. It's easy to feel overwhelmed at the pressure and the expectation to always be glamorous, but I try as much as I can to see it as another creative outlet, another form of expression that complements the dance.